Alright guys, so I'm filming this sometime in the past and I really want to go ahead and open this up because this is my first ever turbo and I'm just super excited. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but yeah, this is my first turbo. Super hyped about this, guys. So I just want to film and document everything that I do. This is super exciting. Guys, check that out. This thing looks freaking amazing. And again, I don't know anything about turbos, but this is so freaking awesome, man. I don't know what to say. I'm just so hype about this. T3, T4 flange. We got the 4-bolt exhaust housing, and this is a GT30, and it says it's good for up to 500 horse. Now I didn't get nothing crazy big because I'm big on spool time. I don't want something that is going to be kind of laggy, so that's why I went with a 30. I messaged James, he showed me this one, and this is the one we got. So yeah, it's not some crazy like huge turbo, but again, remember my power goal is only 400, and this should definitely get us there, and we should be able to spool up really quick, which is the biggest thing for me because I'm an all motor guy, so I really don't like waiting for mine to spool up. But there it is, boys. Huge shout out to MaxPeedingRods for this amazing looking turbo. We are definitely trying to work more with them on this project, but unfortunately they don't have a lot of the stuff in stock right now. Guessing with what's been going on in the world, it's kind of got everybody pushed back, but that's probably gonna be what takes the longest with this build. I'm trying to use as much of their stuff as possible since they are technically my sponsor, and I really want to try. I want to try their rides, but they're so behind. I don't know when they'll get them in, and so I did find another set of eBay rides, CX Racing H-beam rides, and they're a pretty good bargain. So I may end up getting those instead, and figure out what piston I'm gonna use. But I think that's gonna be the most expensive part, the piston. Nobody makes a decent like, I guess, off-brand piston, so I think those are gonna be the bigger spending thing on this. But I'm trying to keep it as cheap as possible, and when we get through with everything, we're gonna total it all up, and hopefully I can do this and make 400 under $2,000. Like, not including the car, I guess. I don't know, we'll see. But engine wise, like for the engine work I do, for the parts like the intercooler pipe and all of that, under $2,000. So hopefully we can do that by the end of this whole series. We'll find out. So if you're just now finding this video, make sure you stay tuned for all the crazy stuff we do with this car when it's finished. So today is definitely not the best day to be showing y'all the car. It's pretty overcast. It's supposed to rain all day, but I really wanted to just get it on out the shop and get it out the way so we can have more room for what's next. So again, we are probably going to be letting Jeremy fully detail this thing with some of the good products he got, and probably do like a cinematic shoot with it, and you know, get like a final product of what the exterior of this car is going to look like for, I say, at least a year or two, a couple years. Again, this was not the color that we originally wanted, so that's why it's probably going to get changed up anyway. But you know, it's more practice for me, so I ain't mad at it. But anyway, the next one that's going in the shop is going to be the CB7. So we're going to be doing a color change on that. And as I've said in previous videos, we already have the paint. Paint is already sitting right up there, so we are good to go. I just wanted to get the CG completely buffed and stuff before I started on it. Really ready to go ahead and move on from this one and get the CB done, because when we finish the CB7, then we're going to be starting on the Civic, and that's going to be a lengthy project in itself. So yeah. This here, guys, is the F22 A6 that came out of the CB7. And this is the engine that I want to try to turbo to put into the new green Civic that I just purchased. The thing about it is, it's got a bad head gasket, but I'm not too concerned about that. I was gonna pull the head, and I'm gonna probably end up doing rods and pistons and just stick the stock head back on. And keyboard warriors, you can say what you want to, but I'm trying to do this on as low of a budget as possible, and I want to make okay power, and I just want it to be reliable. And for that reason, I'm not trying to go after 700 horsepower. I don't have that kind of money. I just want 350 reliable, and I think that'll be plenty for this little Civic. You got to keep in mind that this is a 2.2 engine, so it's gonna make really good torque with that horsepower. So we should be upwards of 250, maybe even 260 torque. So that'll be a rocket in that little Civic. So plenty of power out the gate. Maybe down the road when the channel's bigger, we can do a more extensive build and try to do, you know, go for like a lot more power. Hopefully we'll have a good outcome. We will be taking this to James whenever I actually get ready to install the rods and pistons, and you know, let him either do it for me, or if we can catch him on a Saturday or something where he's not doing too much and he has time, maybe I can film it and we can actually get all that documented, because I really just want to document this whole process if possible. But yeah, trying to get this manifold off so that I can test fit my log here. Sheesh, boy. This shit is, bro. This shit is crazy, bro. Never would have thought that I'd be doing a turbo car. This is crazy, bro. And I know, don't freak out now. I know the engine looks like ass right now and everything, but I'm just trying to check parts that I buy so that later on when it comes time to like install everything, I don't have like a bunch of problems with fitment and stuff. So, and this is definitely not how the turbo is going to be clocked, because it's got this part, I believe one of these has to be facing straight down. It might be, yeah, I think this one needs to be facing down there. So definitely not completely clocked, but I just clocked it to get it out of the way of the manifold, just to make sure that, because this is a T4 on the turbo and this manifold is supposed to fit a T3 or T4. So I was just making sure that it works, and it does. Both studs line up, so that's a relief. But yeah, super hype about this, man. Super hype. This is looking really good. Again, another huge shout out to MaxPeedingRods for the turbo hookup. They are pretty much sponsoring this whole build, sort of like, well, anything that they have that I can use, they said I can get. So trying to get blow off valve, wastegate, all of that stuff straight through them. I have already ordered the intercooler myself from eBay, but it's a pretty good eBay one, and I'm gonna order the piping kit myself, because I'm doing a 3-inch intercooler and I'm doing a 3-inch piping setup just so I can get the optimum flow. I don't want any type of bottlenecks and stuff, because I know that this manifold is going to be enough problems by itself. So really trying to just make sure everything else can flow as it should. And yeah, hopefully this project will turn out pretty good. Shooting for like July 4th shutdown. Well, for me, at our job, we have this thing called shutdown week in July, which is the 4th of July week. We're off that whole week. I'm shooting to have all of my parts by then, and hopefully we can get, if we don't already have it done by then, hopefully we can get the pistons and rods, all that installed that week, and get the motor in the car that week, and hopefully at least get it dropped off to James to where all he has to do is fabricate the piping from the turbo to the intercooler and back to the intake manifold. So then the next step will be just to tune it. So that's not the biggest issue. That's simple, but yeah, that's my goal. Hopefully I can have all the parts. Still need a transmission, still need shift linkage, and the shifter box for a Accord. I don't need Prelude stuff. I want just basic 90s Accord transmission, 90s shift linkage, and an Accord shifter box. I'm gonna install all of that in the Civic, and then I gotta also get the mounts to do the full H in the Civic, and yeah, we should be good from there. I guess with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up here. Again, if you're new to the channel, you're just now finding this, this is my first turbo setup, but this is not my first swap motor or anything like that. I've done tons of swaps in cars, so I'm not worried at all about getting the motor in the car and stuff. I'm just excited, man, to see how this turbo life is, and hopefully it'll treat me well, and hopefully you guys will like it enough to actually start liking the videos more, and we can grow the channel so that we can do bigger stuff, man, because a lot of people are always saying K-swap, K-swap. Well, when I get there, I am gonna do a K-swap, but I'll never leave my H's alone. H is life. I don't care what nobody say. K is the way. I don't care. H is where my heart resides. I am a Accord fanboy, hence why I have a H to B, and why I'm putting a Accord powertrain into another Civic. I just love Accords, man. So hope y'all enjoyed it. Catch y'all on the next one. Respect all bills. Peace out.